It also encompasses other rules. So let's quickly brush through the other rules. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box because we are revising subject and verb agreement before we move on to today's main lesson. Okay, yeah, I said the first rule, whenever you have a singular subject, it means what? Singular verb. Please always make sure they match appropriately. He, she, it, third person singular. It should attract what? A singular what? Verb. They regard this as third person singular, so they should attract what? A singular verb. So which is what? Works. Because works is what? Singular. They, we, you, I, they are plural, so they should attract what? Work. Yeah, that's the rule. Please always pay attention to that. So the third person singular that I just made mention of now. Yeah. Singular noun name requires what? Adding s or es to present tense verbs. Mary watches. Mary is what? Third person watches. TV, you cannot say Mary watch. They don't correlate. If you say Mary watch, that is very incorrect because Mary is singular, so it should attract what? A singular verb, which should be watches, not watch. If you say Mary watch, yeah, that is incorrect. It can lead you to a wrong answer. The next golden rule, yeah, that's the compound subject or that's rule of proximity. The first one, whenever a sentence subject is joined by what? And two or more subjects joined by and form a what? Plural subject and take a plural verb. Whenever you have two or more subjects are the doer of the action. They carry out the action in a sentence. They are the one in charge, the main character in the sentence. In a sentence, John and Sarah. John and Sarah. You can see John is connected with a conjunction what? And. John and Sarah play football. You can see this end, and the rule is whenever two or more subjects joins by what? And form a what? Plural subject and take what? Plural verb. John and Sarah play football, not plays. The fourth rule is the rule of proximity, joined by or, neither nor. When subjects are joined by either or, neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearest subject. Please kindly pay attention to that. Neither the teacher nor the students are here. That means the students are here. The students will determine the subject, the verb, and the nearest what? So look at this rule now. Okay. So what is the nearest subject to the verb? This is the verb here. What's the nearest subject? The students. The teacher is not the nearest. The student is the closest. That's the rule of proximity. The closest will determine the verb. And as you can see, the closest subject to the verb is in plural form. So that means it will automatically take on what? A plural verb. So plural, the subjects, the students are, plural be verb, plural auxiliary verb. So that's the thing. If it were to be in singular, if it were to be in singular, it should take on singular, which would be what is. So it works like that. There's no magic here. We are not memorizing questions. We are tackling them based on their rules. Okay, I'm gonna clear it. The next one, the rule of indefinite pronoun, uncountable noun. Yeah, whenever you are presented with words like everyone, everybody, somebody, nobody, each, yeah, each, they are all regarded as indefinite pronouns. So they are treated as singular in subject. They are always singular. Please don't look at it. Everybody, and they are talking to a big people, so that should be plural. No, it doesn't work like that. Whenever you have any indefinite pronoun in sentence, they are always treated as singular. So they should take on what singular verb. Please pay attention to that. The next one is what uncountable nouns. Nouns you cannot count, like water, advice, information, furniture. They should take on what singular verbs. The furniture looks new because they are uncountable now. You cannot count them. So please don't use plural for them, regardless of whatever you're thinking in your mind. Don't use plural for them. Always see uncountable nouns that the verb that should follow should be in singular, not plural, please. Okay, so whenever you have there is or there are, the subject that's okay, look at the now after the verb. That will determine the verb. Okay, the rule of there is and there are. Look at these two. Look at these two coming. Okay, look at these two sentences. Some of you might be looking at it that what's the difference? Yeah, the noun that's the noun after the verb will determine the verb. If the noun is singular, the verb should be singular. If the noun is plural, it should be plural. There, one apple on the desk. Look at this. One apple is what? Singular. One apple. That's already explained that the apple is one. So that should be singular. That's singular is. There are three apples. Yeah, as you can see, the noun that is after the verb here is plural. So that should attract what? A plural verb. So there are with plural verb on the text. Yeah, there are because it's plural. Common mistake. Students often say there is many people because they start with there. Please always check. You can see many people. It shows that there are many. So that's plural. So it should be there are. Please always pay attention to all these rules. Okay, so now we're going to be attempting the questions that we couldn't attempt in the previous class. And please, whenever I give you a class work to attempt, please kindly do them. Yeah, it's for your own good, just for you to get acquainted to the question type. Yeah, it's not the matter of just solving question. You have to practice by yourself in your own pace. Look at it. Why is this answer like this? Why is it not like this? So that way you can master the questions. Okay, let's quickly attempt this in the chat box. Each of the boys dash each of the boys given a prize after the competition. Each of the boys, is it was, is it were, have been, or are? Kindly pay attention to the rule. Okay. Someone said was, someone said where. Okay, I'm going to give you the hint for this question. Each is an indefinite pronoun and they are always treated as what? Singular in sentences. Some people chose where. Each is an indefinite pronoun. Whenever you see them in sentences, they are always treated as what? As singular. So it's important for you to ignore the boys. The each here would each here will determine the what? It will determine the verb. So whenever you know the rule of Concord subject verb agreement, so whenever you present it with singular, so it should attract what? Singular verbs. Vice versa. Vice versa. So when you present it with what? Singular, it should attract what? A singular verb, plural verb. So each is singular. Please ignore the boys. So I told you whenever you ignore this, this will determine the what subject. So this is singular, that would automatically attract a what? Singular verb. And as you can see, I think is in past. So the right answer coming. So the right answer would be was, not where. The true subject there is what? Each, not the boys. Each is indefinite pronoun, which is what? Always singulars. The phrase of the boys is just a prepositional phrase to trap you, telling us which ones. Ignore it when checking agreement. Each of the boys. Yeah, ignore that, the boys. Pay attention to the indefinite pronoun in the sentence. Each, anybody, nobody, somebody, everyone. Yeah, whenever you see them in sentence, they are always treated as what? Singular. They should attract what? A singular what? Verb. Singular verb. And was is the past tense of what? Is. Therefore, you use what? Singular past, yeah, verb, which is was. Each of the girls, that these are the similar examples. Each of the girls has a book. Each of the girls has. Each is singular verb, which will be as. Every one of the cars is fast. Everyone is what? Singular. So please ignore the cars. Singular, it will be is. So I hope you get that correctly. Please don't be shy. If you don't get it, you can always drop your questions in the chat box. The next one, choose the correct option. The committee debating on the new school policy. Committee is what? Is a collective noun. Committee is a collective noun. Okay. Okay. Some people said P is. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the rule. Step by step, committee is a collective noun acting as a single unit working together. So the correct answer is when acting as one unit, collective nouns take what? It takes on a singular verb. Therefore, is correct. If members were acting separately, we might use are. So that's why let's say that in lexis and structure, you focus on context. Yeah, it's contextual basis. For example, the team is what? Winning. The team, yeah, they are acting as what? A singular unit. Yeah, which is what? A collective noun. The family has arrived, not the family have arrived. No. They're acting as a singular unit, so they should take on what? A singular subject. This is a singular verb. Okay, we've got another question. We've got another question. Is bread and butter? Yeah, the int here, you have to be careful. Bread and butter, two separate things here, but or okay, you have to check, is it two separate things or is it one single meal? So that should, I think some people have dropped their answers. Okay. Is, yeah, bread and butter is acting as a whole meal. Yeah. Although joined by and, bread and butter represents, it still represents what? A single unified item. So when two nouns form a single idea or meal, they always take on what? A singular what? Verb. Therefore, is the correct answer. Rice and stew is delicious. Slow and steady wins the race, not win the race. Okay. So we've got other questions. Select the correct verb. The basket of mangoes, heavy. The basket of mangoes. It's important to look past the prepositional what? The prepositional phrase and answer your questions. Thank you. The basket of mangoes is heavy. Yeah. The next one, the reason why it is, yeah, you should focus on what the subject, the basket will determine what the verb. Prepositional phrase of mangoes, we don't care about that. Yeah. The basket is singular. It should attract what singular verb. The next one, either John or his brothers. Either John or his brothers. Yeah, this is the rule of proximity. The closest was subject to the verb will determine the verb. So it should be what is brothers plural. So that should take on what plural verb. His brothers are coming. Thank you. I'm really impressed. Okay, we've got another question. Tell Miles a long distance to walk. 10 miles. Everybody in the hall listening attentively. 10 miles is, yeah. Everybody in the hall listening attentively. Is it was or were? Everybody is an indefinite pronoun. That's the golden rule there. Okay, the police. Is it the police are investigating the robbery or the police is investigating the robbery? Police, people, cattle are always plural. Police, people, cattle are always plural. B, are. Okay. So you correct are. The basket of mangoes. So subject basket, ignore the mangoes. That's a prepositional phrase. Just trying to explain what happened to the word, the subject. So the basket is singular. It should attract what a singular verb. Either John or brothers are. Either John or brothers are. Brothers is the rule of proximity. The proximity, the closest subject to the verb will determine. 10 miles is distance is measured as one total amount. So I'm so happy that everyone got that question correctly. Correct. Okay. Everybody was. Yeah, it's everybody is an indefinite what pronoun, so it's treated as singular. It should take on what singular verb was. Please, please are. Not please, yeah, please is. No, they're always, please people, they are always regarded as plural in sentences. So they should take on what plural verb. So that's just it. So I believe we've mastered Concord as far as Concord is concerned. Please, incorrect sentence. She go to the market every Saturday. Always pay attention to the trigger word here. Let me quickly the trigger here every Saturday means like it's present simple. She go, she is singular, third person singular, so it should be what goes, not go. Another one, neither of the boys are guilty. No, neither of the boys, neither is what singular, neither of the